All right, so just taking a quick look around the workshop, such that it is, I will admit fully and completely that I am not known as a very neat person. When I'm working on my customs and things like that, and I have junk all over the place. And honestly, what you're seeing now is when I cleaned it up a little bit so I could shoot this video. It's usually a whole lot worse. It is what it is. Everybody has their own style. So today, I am going to be talking about Mythic Legions, obviously. And in my previous videos about Mythic Legions, I've kind of talked about how you can get into the line and strategies for picking up figures and stuff. Today, I'm going to talk about once you are in the line, how you can sort of make up for lost time or catch up and perhaps make some customs and things like that to bolster your lineup and not have to pay the outrageous secondary market prices. So let's take a look. All right, greetings YouTube. This is Data Links Magnets, and I am coming at you today with a Mythic Legions, not a review. It's more like a showcase slash, I don't know, informational thing about how you can take existing figures that you can still find and make figures that you maybe can't get, or you could if you wanted to spend, $500-600. So in my previous videos, I've talked about some of the 1.0 figures that are really hard to find now. You can look on eBay, you can try to find a seller on Facebook or something like that. But oftentimes, many of these figures are going for upwards of $200, $300, $400, even $500. Just, obscenely priced. So there's a few of them that I hold as what you could call grail figures, like a Holy Grail figure, like one I'm just searching for, that I just really wanted that character. And one of them, well, two of them are sitting right here. So this is Gorgo Etherblade and Sir Gideon Heaven's Brand, both of which very expensive on the secondary market. In fact, the last eBay listing I saw for this guy, he went for $365, I believe. And the last one I saw for Sir Gideon, I want to say it was more than that. It was some ridiculous amount of money, like $400 or over $400. So you may be thinking, dang, did you spend that kind of loot on these dudes? No, I did not. These are both customs. If you know about Mythic Legions and you have a discerning eye, you probably notice there's some subtle differences between my figures and the actual figures, which I'm going to put a picture of right here so that you can see the difference. So we'll start with Sir Gideon. So I've always had this in my head that if I couldn't find a Sir Gideon for a reasonable amount of money, that I was going to make one. And I had a Lord Viteris figure, and I'll put a picture of him over here. And I noticed that when I got him, he had this extra head sculpt, and it was the exact same head sculpt as Sir Gideon Heaven's Brand. It was, he had all purple eyes, and his skin tone was a little bit darker, but the rest of it was pretty much him. So I was like, okay, if I can get a knight body that has the tunic rather than a armor up here, then I could make a Sir Gideon Heaven's Brand. I just need some wing. Oh, actually, the wings came with, I want to say these came with the Barbarian Builder set, I believe. Now, they weren't this color. I painted them so that they matched Sir Gideon Heaven's Brand as best I could. So the bird at the top was a different color, so I had to paint that. I obviously had to paint his helmet. Lord Viteris' armor is that copperish color. And if you can look closely, you can see a little bit of the copper around the edge there, which I'll touch up at some point. But for the most part, The head was there. I just needed a body. And then came the Templars. And the Templars are available readily. Actually, you can literally go to Big Bad Toy Store right now and order this guy for $40. But he's got what I need. Paint those white, paint the armor, and all of a sudden, I'm very close to my grail. So here he is, and he has some subtle differences. I tried to match up the paint with the original character as best I could, and then in certain cases, I didn't want to paint. Like, for instance, I didn't paint the inside of his hands here, because when I put weapons and stuff in there, I don't want paint rub and all that type of stuff. When I do my customs, I try to find a base figure that is close to what I want as far as colors, so I don't have to paint as much. All right, that brings me to Gorgo Aetherblade. So this, and in fact, I'll be right back. Let me show you something. Okay, through the magic of editing, I was able to get up and go get something and not lose a whole lot of time. So this figure, this Gorgo Aetherblade, is this figure, the regular Black Knight. Okay, so this was the base body I started with. Again, try to pick something that I can get that is close, very close to what I'm going for, so it's less painting for me. So this is what I started with, and then I just got to painting. And he was a little bit harder to do than Sir Gideon, because he has these linings of gold around the red, and that was not easy to do. It took a lot of patience. And then I tried to hit up all his studs, or the kind of fasteners for his armor. And again, if you're looking at this and maybe you have Gorgo, you know that this isn't exactly what his armor styling is. It's pretty close, but there are some differences. I believe these are different, and his shoulder pauldrons, I believe, are different. But for the most part, this is him. And I had this helmet, an extra one, from a Calabius figure, which is another one that you can literally get right now at Big Bad Toy Store. And I just painted it. And I had these antlers from, those might have came with my Barbarian Builder set too. So, and I had a red cape left over from somebody who I don't recall who it was, but they weren't using it, so there we go. Now, the beauty of this is that now I have two figures, which would have costed me nearly $1,000 probably to get on the secondary market. And that's not even like an exaggeration. It would have been $800 to $1,000. And now, did I pay $30 or $40 for these guys? No, it was a little bit more than that to get all the pieces, parts, and such. But with those extra parts, I was able to do stuff with other figures as well. And the beauty of this is that I was also able to find a discontinued weapon set that has the Aetherblade, or the Aetherblade. This is a highly sought after item because it didn't come with Gorgo. It came in a weapons pack that was discontinued for whatever reason. And also in that weapons pack, we had this shield, this bone sword, and the Heavens brand. This sword is Sir Gideon's sword. Well, it's supposed to be, but again, he didn't come with it when you bought him. So even if you bought this guy on the secondary market for that huge markup, you'd still have to try to find this if you really wanted to complete him. So now I have all that. All right, let's look at my other customs. All right, so in the advent of the K-Wave, I want to say, this figure came out, and her name is Gadriel. Really nice looking figure, excellent sculpt, and just beautiful. And she had wings. She was like an angel, like from some race of like angel-like beings that lived in some cloud city, according to the mythos. And I was thinking that they were going to come out with all these different angels, but she's the only one that they've came out with so far. So I have taken it upon myself to make some more. And these wings are actually her wings, believe it or not. Like, they're huge. They actually don't really fit. I mean, they fit her, but they make her back heavy and she can barely stand up when she has them in. But these are Mythic Legions wings, and you can either plug them directly into the back, like where the shoulder pauldrons go, or you can use one of the adapters and set it up that way. So this body is a Calavius body, well, most of it. The torso is another Templar, which I painted white. And then the head is actually a custom painted head that I bought off eBay. There's this guy named Camaro Dude who does awesome custom heads, and he Dremels them or whatever he does to make them fit Mythic Legions, and they work out real good. So I had this idea of making these, angelic warriors to go with Gadriel, and I bought some accessories for them. I wanted to have some kind of like religious themed weapons, so I found these little crosses at the local hobby store. I want to say I got these at Joann Fabrics, and they're like charms or pendants or whatever, and I just cut the ring off and slotted them into a belt that I made from some different other things I got from Joann Fabrics. If you look in the back there, you can see some of this leather kind of stuff that I used, and now he's got some cool weapons. So that's the first guy. Then we have this guy. So he is really awesome looking. Like, he came out great. Now he has some cool accessories, some cool parts that a lot of people probably don't know about, especially if you're not keeping track of people that do Mythic Legions Customs. But if you notice, his arms are not Mythic Legions arms. They fit good, they look good, but Mythic Legions guys have never come with bare hands. They've always had some kind of armor on their hands. These are WWE arms from the Creative Superstar packs. Come to find out, and I found this from this guy, Mythic Customs. He has a good YouTube channel where he talks about Mythic Legions Customs every week. But come to find out, these arms plug into Mythic Legions torsos perfectly. So you get these Creative Superstar packs, and they come with all the different arms, bare arms with, jacked up muscle-wise and everything. And you can use them to supplement your Mythic Legions, so you get a little bit more different flavor than always having the same type of pieces. His torso and the tunic here is from the Faunus figure, and I'll put a picture of that guy up here. And let's see what else. This big cross on his belt, that was another find at Joann Fabrics. This is a pendant that you would put on a necklace or something like that. It had some beads and some things on this side. I painted those silver, but the back side really looks good. And that's what I used for his belt piece. And he also has the cross throwing stars. I guess you could call them cross shurikens, maybe? Now, this awesome looking helmet is also from the WWE Creative Superstar pack. So this is what it looks like when you first get it. So you could just use it like this, or you can paint it whatever color you want. You are gonna have to Dremel the inside. So I used my Dremel, which you saw at the beginning of the video, to make it so that it will fit over a Mythic Legions ball peg. But these are awesome. So here's my other Holy Warrior. So he will also have a set of wings, which he does not have just yet. I actually have some wings on order from, believe it or not, when the Four Horsemen had their Exodus sale. There's still stuff left over from that sale. You can go to their Shopify site right now, as of this recording, and buy weapons packs, and you can buy some wings. Like black is still in, red is still in, I want to say brown is still in, white is sold out. But there's still stuff available. And those wings are $20, which is a pretty good deal. So something to think about. All right, so that's it for this video. I'm going to make a second part and show off the Templars that I have and the custom heads that I put on those ones as an idea for army building and things like that. So like, comment, subscribe, check out part 2. I'm probably going to film it right now, so both of these will probably be up at the same time. So check them out, see what you think. Let me know in the comments. Later.